recording has started, and we're going hot mic in three.
Hey, wait, what do I say? What do I say? Hello and welcome to Film Freakz with a Z.
So after, you're not introducing the podcast,
unless
you want to.
No, I don't. This is your show. No, this is your show.
You'll say hello after Callus, but I'll be like, and we have a special guest today, and then you'll be like, hey, it's me, a retro. Fuck me in the ass.
Me, a retro wiener. All right, let's go. I got you. I'm here.
3, 2. Hello and welcome to another episode of Film Freakz with a Z, the podcast all about movies. Each episode is about a specific movie, and of course we'll get to this episode's movie in a little bit. But first, I want to invite you, yes, you the listener, to give us your film recommendations. We need more, obviously. Every time that it's Tay's turn to do his episode comes out, there'll be a poll attached to that where you can vote on the next movie we talk about, which is actually the movie today is the fan-voted movie. Congratulations, we made it. If you want to send us a recommendation, just send us an email at ff.filmfreakswithaz@gmail.com or comment on the latest episode of Film Freakz with a Z, or talk in my Discord in the movie stuff section, or you can be a special case like the person we have today who mentioned that we should watch this movie, and I added it onto the list anyway because I knew he was going to forget to go over and comment on the latest episode. But first, before we talk about the movie and we talk about our guest, let's introduce ourselves. I am Yemmy the Ferret. Who am I here with?
Hello, Grady Waffles.
Animation.
And Klowns.
Wow, okay.
Hello.
And we have a special guest today, and that is...
a retro wiener! Yes, that is me. I think we're changing our names. That's what Colossus did, so I did it.
Yeah, there you go.
Callus has been changing his name every episode now, so every episode's been a new season of the podcast.
So are we season 7 now?
Welcome to season 8, with just clownness.
Clowns. Yeah.
I get it.
That's good.
Yes, fellows join us today. Super energetic, hyper guy. Streams on YouTube now. Last time he was on the podcast, he was streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, it was so long ago. That was for Megamind.
Yeah.
He switched over to YouTube. He's been playing a lot of FNAF.
Yeah, I have been doing that.
And I guess in the spirit of FNAF, he chose today's movie. Fellow, why don't you go ahead and introduce it for us?
Bum, bum, bum. Today's movie is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's the theme of the movie. I just sang you a little sneak peek of the theme song.
Very nice.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space is the movie that we will be talking about today. It came out in 1988. Directed by Steven Chiodo, and we have a fun, very long description. So make sure you guys strap in. The description is: it's crazy. Aliens who look like clowns come from outer space and terrorize a small town. And that's the entire description.
Are you telling me we don't need to watch Killer Clowns that released in 2020?
Wait. There wasn't one that released in 2020, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Killer Clowns 2020.
That's
just Killer Clowns?
Yeah,
wait,
just Killer Clowns.
Did you watch the wrong movie?
I'm kidding. I was.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I just shat my pants. Ratio. Yeah. So some of the headliner actors here is Grant Kramer, who plays Mike. Suzanne Snyder plays Debbie. Charles Chiodo, which I think is the brother of the person who directed it, Steven Chiodo. He actually played Clownzilla. We have John Vernon played Curtis, and then we had John Allen Nelson who played Dave, and that's basically the headliner acts there. The movie was made by two brothers in 1988, and it's a great movie. That's why I suggested it. The running time is 88 minutes, so it's a fast one. It's a bite-sized movie.
Yeah.
It's good.
Not even 90. It's technically not a full-length movie then.
It technically is. It really is a bite size. Like it's when I watched it. Obviously I've watched it many times, but when I watched it for the first time, I was like, "What? There's not more?" But it really is. It's very fun. It's a very fun, lighthearted movie, as we'll talk about. And honestly, I think 88 minutes is perfect for it because you don't need to extend, a movie time with bad scenes. There's not one bad scene in the movie. They're all great.
How old were you when you originally watched the movie?
Oh, jeez. Holy shit.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
I think I came across this. Oh, man. Was I think I was like early high school when I was like on the Xbox One. I was on some like app that was
Xbox One?
So that's
it was on
why
Netflix for the longest time.
So that's
maybe
why you
where you
find
saw
it so
originally.
much fun. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys know. My dad had me watch this movie when I was 7 years or 6 years old.
Oh, so you're scarred.
Wow.
So I was scarred for life with this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely afraid of clowns, even to this day. I've watched the movie again, obviously, twice now. I watched it once earlier this year, sorry, last year during Halloween, and then again, this past week. And I'm not like completely extremely frightened of it, but these clowns, just having them on my screen is making me kind of weird right now.
Yeah, I mean,
I have the page up that has like a screenshot from the movie. And it's just the three clowns looking through the door, and it's just kind of making me feel weird.
I mean, hey man, you're scarred. You have PTSD. I mean, think about all those kids in like 1988. Like even when the clowns were like, "Oh, crazy effects," and they were kids, so they looked real. Well, I mean, they still look great to this day.
They still did a great job.
They still
with,
look
the
very,
prosthetics
very
and
creepy.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, those animatronic faces like still look terrifying to this day.
Yeah, one of the most impressive ones was the one where the clown's like sucking the blood out of the cotton candy cocoon.
Oh, the fat one, yeah.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, I'm gonna use the word. You guys know which one I'm gonna use.
Yep. Go ahead.
It was pretty visceral.
Yeah, no, it is. There's a bunch. There's a lot of visceral moments in this movie. I mean, it's not a slasher, obviously. That's why they named it From Outer Space. Because I guess I was watching like a fun facts video about like why they named it. Because it was supposed to be Killer Clowns originally, but they didn't want people to think it was a slasher. They wanted to think it was a little more lighthearted, But there really are a lot of like pretty gory scenes, like pretty bloody scenes here. Yeah, which are good though. I think they're well executed, really, for what it is.
Yeah, and they still somehow managed to keep it PG-13, so they were like right on the line there.
Yeah, they were definitely right on the line. I mean, with such a goofy premise, I think it was executed really good. That's why I like it so much. I also love the music. The music screams 80s. I think the movie screams 80s.
I mean, there's a song literally written for the movie.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's the movie
an awesome
theme
theme
song.
song.
Yeah. It's great, and I love it. No, this really does. It really does scream. It's time, and I love it. I love it so much for that.
So wait a second, is there like any specific reason why you chose this movie over like the thousands of other movies out there?
Because I think I bonded with Yemmy about this movie randomly at some point. No, I think I tweeted a picture of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, or maybe mentioned it on like just somewhere. And then he also said like he's watched it before, so I'm like, oh great. And then Yemmy's like, hey, we need movies. So I just grabbed one that just came out from there, and that's why I picked it. Well, another reason why I picked it, but yeah. It's a cult following. There's really a cult following for this.
Yeah, it's a cult classic for a reason, because most of the people who watch this are going to be like, it's dog shit. And I mean, even though it does have like even though it's not like the greatest movie ever, I think there's a lot of charm in how it was made and filmed, and like you said, it does have some genuinely pretty good scenes in it. Like I always think back to when they're running through the spaceship. It's just kind of like goofy, kind of like it's just like an 80s rom-com, like them running from room to room.
Corn everywhere.
There are some cheesy lines, but I mean they really do play up the whole clown thing. Like they have the popcorn blaster, and the popcorns that come out of the blaster, as you guys know, end up becoming these little mutant like clown heads that little like bite you or something. And then they have like the cotton candy machine that'll turn you into a cotton candy ball, and then they drink you. And it's like it screams. They never go away from they really play up the clown thing, and it's great. It's great for that.
Yeah, I think the scene where you kind of they find the cotton candy room is probably one of the scariest scenes of the movie, just with how like, because they find the one lady and then she's like halfway trapped or something like that, or they uncover her face.
Yep.
It's just that still scares the hell out of me, just seeing that scene in the movie.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest scenes in the movie for me, which you guys can of course share your coolest scenes in the movie. Hopefully you have one. I love the like the parade, like that they have, where all the clowns are in the street with their like sucker, and they're sucking in all the cotton candy humans into the machine to like bring back to the place, and it plays like a super creepy like clown theme. And they're all just going through the streets, and you see all the cars, and it looks like, it looks like a clown war broke out. And it just, I don't know, it's creepy, and it's just cool. I don't know. I think it's such a cool sequence,
I agree.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I like that scene, and I do like the scene. I guess we're kind of jumping ahead here, but where Mooney gets turned into a ventriloquist dummy.
Oh yeah.
Yo, yes.
That was a great scene.
That's actually a reference to like a part of the movie where he's like, "You can't turn me into a dummy" or something. I don't know if you guys remember when he's talking to the kids or the kid. They're like teenagers.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't convince me this clowns like they're dummy. You can't call me a dummy. And then he ends up literally becoming a dummy.
That's nice. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I love that scene too, especially when they go into the prison or like the cop prison, whatever, and you see like all like the bars are covered in cotton candy or whatever. Like I think it's just so cool. And for a movie it had a really small budget, I think they really they made the atmosphere really well. I mean, this is a really well, put together movie for what it is. You
for
gotta
$2 million, they
I think
made
it was,
this one.
Was it 2 million?
Yeah,
right?
2 million.
Yeah, man, and there has its issues, but whatever.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
what was wait, no, the hold on, this is the budget? 2 million? What was the box office? Does anyone know?
Oh yeah, the budget was 2. I don't know about the box. I'd have to look it up. Someone talk while I look
it up right now. I'm looking it up.
Oh, okay. Fellows got it. Yeah, I think the one thing about the jail scene, there's obviously a few scenes in the jail. Why the one clown's just kind of letting the officer kind of kick his ass until not kick his ass, but kind of poke him around, make fun of him
around
until like the part where he does actually like bop him over the head. Like, why was he taking that? Like, was he just trying to be goofy or?
I think he was trying to be goofy.
Yeah,
just playing around with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing around with
his food. Just playing around with them.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he was trying to like make him think that he actually had the upper hand on him, and then obviously these clowns are like freaking tanks, except if you shoot their nose, which I thought was really funny too. That's how you kill the clown. Spoiler alert.
Their Achilles nose.
Yeah. Also, this is really gonna shock you guys. So, worldwideboxoffice.com, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, 1988, domestic gross was 15.6 million. Overseas gross was 28 million. Worldwide gross, that's $43.6 million this movie grossed.
Man,
So
That's not bad at all.
Wow.
pretty good.
we call that a come up right there. All right, you spend $2 million to make 43. Or technically they made 41, but yeah, that's nuts. That's really, that's really really good.
Yeah, I'm surprised they never tried to make a sequel, or maybe they did try to make a sequel, but
I think they did.
They're trying to.
Yeah, I think they're trying to currently.
Well, like I
Yes.
said, there was a movie called Killer Clown came out in 2020. I don't know if it's related to this one or not, but
I mean, if it is, it's a different director. Yeah, there weren't any other Killer Clowns movies made by the same guy. Actually, there's not really many movies made by this guy at all.
Not really surprising.
Because
So
when I think of like Killer Clowns, like I think of like there's that Christmas tree killer movie. There's the Killer Tomatoes from Outer Space as well. I think
Yep.
that's another
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Yeah. I think of those kind of movies, and I kind of clump all these together, and
Yeah,
it is kind
definitely.
of crazy that it's not the same director for all three of those movies.
Yeah, I mean, this movie, honestly, I mean, the box office speaks for itself, right? Like, it had such a, such a impact, such a presence when it came out. I wish I watched this in theaters back in '88, but I would be born almost 11 years later.
insane.
And so also the plans for Killer Clowns from Outer Space 2, right? So it's currently in development. So Taymation is right, and
wow.
it's
How
not
many
in
years?
development. It's not in development hell, but it's currently being developed, and probably things like COVID has made it brought back. I mean, everything got on halt from COVID, right?
Yeah,
And
it's on development purgatory.
Yeah, maybe like a producing thing. People are trying to maybe they're gonna get funded. I don't know, but I know it's still planned, quote unquote, maybe loosely planned, but yeah, I don't know. I think there really is still a cult following for this movie. Like I went to a fair, right? Like a like a local fair. And they had a bunch of these tents, and in one of the tents, like, was for shops, right? One of the tents was like kind of like a nerdy, like a nerdy little tent, right? So they had a bunch of like gaming stuff, gamer stuff, and the tent also had a bunch of killer clowns from outer space things. I'm like, dude, what? So I was like bonding with the guy who was wearing a killer clowns from outer space shirt, who was running the tent, and we were talking about it. We were like, yo, this is sick, this is sick. Like, yeah. And they were like, yeah, we're also going to be at the Comic-Con coming up. And I'm like, dude, what? Like, people watch this movie? I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I thought I was like the only one in my city who liked this movie,
Well, Spirit Halloween stores, they had, I mean, that's where I got my Killer Clowns from Outer Space t-shirt that I wear sometimes.
Yep.
They had like this whole line of costumes and stuff, and they also had the gun that they used. They had the prop version of the gun that the clowns used. That sold out really quickly, but I was able to pick up a shirt. So I mean, the cult.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it does have a cult following, it seems like they do have some recognition. Obviously, I mean, people
Definitely.
are still making merchandise for the movie.
Yeah. And I think that was Spirit Halloween, right? Where you got that from?
Yep, Spirit Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah. So I also saw that, and I saw they actually had an animatronic clown, which was scary. I'm not gonna lie. Walking up to that thing was a little intimidating. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know which clown it was. They all have names, by the way. For the viewers,
Do
they all have
they?
names. Yeah. Okay. Also for Colossus, yeah, they all have names. And yeah, which is great. It adds to their character, and and they're all so designed so well. They like a lot of them look so different. Some of them are like super fat, and some of them just look really mean. Some of them look kind of goofy. Really, really well done to the people who designed the clown faces. They look all so unique. Some of the hair is crazy. Some of them are bald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing the one clown like ride the tricycle was also, pretty interesting, because that's full makeup and all that, and he's riding it around, doing all these weird things.
Yeah, they did, and plus they were filming this in California too. So like, imagine how hot it was, in those clown costumes. Like those guys did a good job. They did a really good job. And I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I just like to talk about this movie.
Okay, well, I just looked up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just looked up the
Go ahead,
names, and they're a little bit disappointing. I thought they'd be better than these. Their names are like Jumbo, Fatso, Shorty, Rudy, Spiky. So a little bit disappointing there.
Yeah, they're supposed to be little short little one-liners, But no, they're cool. They're cool. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was I mean, I guess maybe with one watch through you wouldn't notice, but there was a lot of actually mistakes in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of mistakes. Like, you can see the zippers for the clown costumes in some of the scenes. You can see crew members. You can see legit crew members hand someone a prop. Actually, in the beginning of the movie, if you go back and watch it, you can see a person in the farmer. The farmer who sees the clown, the clown
spaceship
carnival,
Yeah.
spaceship come down. Like, you could see a prop person in the shot, which I think is super funny, and there's even more than that. But
that is weird.
it adds to the
I
charm.
noticed that, and I thought that it was just like someone randomly walking around. I'm like, why is this other guy not interested in this big clown circus? It's because it's a prop guy, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's a guy in a t-shirt, not a farmer apparel at all, handing him a shotgun or whatever he had. I think it was a shotgun. I don't know. And I was like, what is happening right now? But I don't know. It adds to the charm, It was a low budget movie. They really had to, cut a lot of costs and try to fit in this movie really in the tight budget. If you go back and watch some, videos, like YouTube videos on the movie, and things you didn't know about Killer Clowns or whatever, you can really learn a lot. And I think it really has a lot of charm that a lot of movies today they just don't have the passion, just like a cult movie from back in the day. So
Yeah, it's hard to judge the movie hardcore on the acting and the stuff like that, because it's it's such a
I can judge that farmer's acting. It was bad.
Well, I mean, obviously,
yeah.
Like I said, it's. I guess it's not difficult to judge it for its acting, but as a whole package, it just kind of screams, D movie or cult classic.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one thing I noticed, with like so many of those scenes when like the clowns appear or like something terrifying appears, the actors are not as scared as I would be in that situation. I feel like a lot of times they were like, a little surprised, but then they just kind of like brush it off.
Oh, we should just move on. Yeah.
The script and the writing, it really has its cheesy parts. It's the 80s. If you go back and watch a lot of 80s films, I mean, obviously there are great 80s films, but you're gonna find more cheesiness. Especially in movies like these, especially in horror movies. And this movie, it's definitely a standout horror. It's a horror movie, of course, but it's different. It's not a slasher. It's not. It doesn't take itself too seriously. And
I mean, it's not a horror movie if you don't watch it before you're 10 years old.
Yeah. If you're not Yemmy,
like,
elementary school.
I take this from your perspective, and it's like I watched this when I was in high school, and I'm like, I'm over here like this movie terrifies me to this day. Even though I like it, it does still scare me a lot.
No, of course. You literally have PTSD for Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I had that with Jaws. I saw Jaws as a kid, terrified the hell out of me. Like, even taking a bath scared me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I saw it like in junior high and went, this is the movie that scared me?
Yeah. Well, I kind of said the same thing about Tremors, too. When I was a kid, I was afraid of walking on the ground.
Yeah.
But on rewatch, I mean, obviously, we all really liked it still to this day, but it's not so much scary anymore. With Killer Clowns, though, I mean, fuck these clowns, dude.
Yeah, they still hold up, man. Like, this 1988 costume makeup effects, still hold up, like, enough for it to be sold as an animatronic Halloween prop in a store in 2021.
You don't even gotta know where it's from, and it's still really creepy.
You don't have to know where it's from, and it really does still hold up. Now, the effects, on the other hand, is obviously a different story. Very, very early cheesy effects in a lot of this movie.
Let's ask Tay. Was there CGI in this movie?
Yeah, there was. Well,
when they
so much
exploded?
that like they were computer graphics, like the little twirly bits and whatnot. Those technically were computer generated, I'm sure.
Yep, they were.
I was wondering how they did like the giant Clownzilla at the end.
That was perspective. That was all perspective.
Yeah, it kind of because he was like holding on to him and stuff too, right?
Well, that was clearly a doll he was holding.
Yep, that was all perspective. And that Clownzilla thing, even that looked great. And like that was like, it kind of felt like a boss fight, It was like, oh crap, this is really cool. And I like when all the clowns, they go away. You don't expect them to all go away because you thought the characters were going to die, right? And then they all go away. They're like, oh, yeah, the clowns make such funny noises, by the way. Love the noises.
I love the noises, yeah.
Love, because they are aliens. They're aliens that look like clowns. Like, technically, they're not like, they aren't clowns, like, human clowns, obviously. Like, they're aliens that just happen to look like the clowns. And
that understand
like
English.
Yeah. Like, they just look so, it sounds so funny. But yeah, no, I love the Clownzilla.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool that
I was watching it with closed captioning on, and anytime they were talking, it was like alien gibberish. Even when sometimes you could distinctly hear that they were saying things just with a little weird accent, like, bring it on. It's like alien gibberish. Like, that wasn't alien gibberish. That was just straight up English.
Yeah, they said they have so much character.
Are you guys calling him Clownzilla on purpose? Because that is his actual name.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you guys knew that, or?
Well, I think Fellow said it at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
Did I? Oh,
and we just obviously knew who he was talking about.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, did you say it on purpose? Like, did you already know that he was named Clownzilla?
Oh, yeah, I knew that, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Fellow is a clown scholar.
I really, really do love this movie. Like, just to add to the whole character thing, like the whole what I was saying before about the clowns looking great. Like, in a lot of these movies, like let's say like an alien movie, not the alien, that movie, but like an alien or a zombie movie. Like, a lot of these like antagonist monsters, they look so generic, and they're all like, oh, that's zombie 1, zombie 2 in the script, But all these like characters, like all these antagonist clowns, all like are their own character, really, Like they don't look like generic, and they all sound really funny, and then. I love it when they all come out of the clown car at the end of the movie, and it's like, how do you fit all of these huge, like, fat clowns, in this one clown car, and they're all coming out, and they all look so different, It's like, oh my god, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they pie the guy to death with the aesthetic pies, which I love that also a lot. That's very, very good. It's a clown thing, the pie face,
Yeah.
That we all know, of course. And I just, oh man, I could talk about it forever, man.
I love the
Really?
backstory they added, where like they were near the end of the movie when they were inside the tent, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like I think that clowns invaded like years ago, and that's where the Earth clowns got their idea for like how they do things, because like they saw these aliens, how did they do things." And it's kind of like they were trying to explain why clowns exist as they are right now.
And that's probably also why clowns now from Earth honk their nose. And that was their way of saying that's how you kill them.
Yeah, right,
Clever.
That's how I read into it.
That's true. And like, to be honest, like these clowns really do give kind of like the scarier like clown movies like a run for its money. Like these killer clowns give It the Clown like a run for his money.
Pennywise, you mean?
Did I say Pennywise? The movie's
No, you
called
said It.
Holy,
You just said It.
It the Clown.
It's the
Sorry. It the movie's clown Pennywise a run for his money. And I mean, am I wrong? Like, do you guys think not? Because I think they do. I think they're pretty scary. Like,
I agree. Yeah.
I think they give Pennywise a run
that.
for his money.
I mean, I'm trying to think of other scary clown movies. And the only other one that comes to the mind right now is Terrifier, which even then, I mean, I would say that these clowns are designed more scary than that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Pennywise is kind of spooky, but he's also been like memed and Rule 34 to death, so it's kind of like hard to take him seriously.
Of course you would know that. Of course you would know that.
Okay.
Why?
not
The
seen
only man on the
cosplayers?
podcast to know who's been Rule 34'd, a clown.
If it
Yemmy
exists,
Ferret.
it's been ruled 34'd. You
I
don't have to
guess,
see it.
Yeah,
That's true.
but the film freaks exist. Have you guys been Rule 34'd? I don't know. Let's do a quick search.
Not
Probably. Not yet. I mean, when the day comes, you can all have a little party.
Well, we'll hire you to do the first one, and then hopefully that'll start the
Get the
ball
ball
rolling.
rolling, yeah.
Oh, if I do the first one, man, oof, that's I'd have to put it on the right website. Let's put it that way. To put it on the right website.
They will both
I mean,
begin
hey,
and end it.
the word film is in the name, so I mean, you can do something with that, And it's Freakz, man. This is like a great Film Freak is like a great title.
I feel like our porn name is Film Freakz, but with 3 X's instead of a Z.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually like that. That probably already exists. Not of
It
you
probably
guys, but the
does.
name
Yeah, yeah.
probably already exists.
Probably does. Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah,
does.
Yemmy would know. Yemmy's had his way around town,
Yeah, I think Greedy's computer crashed trying to Google film Freaks with triple X at the end. So
Yeah, that's absolutely what happened. Yeah.
Rip Greedy.
Rip Greedy Waffles.
yeah, we started this podcast going, "Oh, we have a full gang here," and
Yep.
And
as
then
soon
the
as we
podcast
started,
gods went, no.
as soon as we started, Greedy's gone. He
Thank you for your sacrifice, Greedy.
Yeah, something's going on with his computer. So
It's gonna be funny hearing the Discord disconnect sound. It's at a random point during the podcast.
well, I have streamer mode on since I recorded the OBS.
Oh, what a
so.
gamer! What a streamer! He knows. He knows.
Too much of a pro.
I call it being professional.
You're so professional, Yemmy. You're so professional. You're the man.
So what was everyone's favorite scene in the movie? Huh?
Yeah, I said mine. I want to hear your guys' now.
Because for me, I think it is the motorcycle gang section where the one clown just destroys the one guy at the end of it all.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Like I said, I liked the
he's a good
ventriloquist dummy. Just because it's about time Moody, got his, or Mooney or whatever it was, got his comeuppance because he deserved it.
Oh, damn it, I was about to say that same scene.
Well, I said it earlier, so
Yeah,
you can
true.
say it again.
I also like the scene with the when the crap. I don't know the characters' names, but the young cop, right? He's a stud, by the way, absolute stud.
If you want, I can give you another movie he's been in if you want to watch it.
Oh, I definitely will. I definitely will.
Go watch it.
but-
Death Stalker and the Warriors from Hell.
Death Stalker and the
Wow.
Warriors from Hell. I'll
That's quite the title.
That's
Yes.
quite the
Well,
title.
it's another 80s movie. It's the fourth in the series, and each movie, the main character is played by a different actor. So.
Oh, that's one of those.
Oh,
Actually, no, it's the third. It's the third. The fourth actually
Okay.
is the first guy comes back for the fourth.
interesting. But yeah, so when him and the our protagonist teen, right? When they see a clown doing hand puppets, remember that scene?
Yes.
And he's like, just wiggling his hands around, and he's making like this, elephant or whatever, right? These things, and then it's gonna go wrong. He looks at the camera, and then he's like, and then he makes the dinosaur, and then the dinosaur hand puppet, shadow eats the citizens. Is just so. Again, clown-ish. It's a clown thing to do. Hand puppets, clown, and it goes wrong. And they find so many ways to make, clowns scary. And even
the invisible car, the guy's driving the invisible car down the road.
Yeah. Yes. Kind of remind me of Crazy Frog,
Yeah, that's another one that's like, it's kind of crazy how they rigged that all up,
Yeah.
I mean, he's not actually driving, but
No, of course.
But it's a pretty interesting, like, for the 80s, doing something like that.
Another scene I really liked is the when one of the clowns was putting the puppet show, and like he shoots the other female puppet, and then he comes up and then he stands up and he just towers over the other guy. I thought that was a great scene.
Yeah.
Yep. I also like when they find the girl and they put her in a balloon. Clown balloon, whatever. I think that was pretty cool too. And
I did find it weird that that's the first time we see someone get put in a balloon, and the only other time before that, was on the phone call to the police officer saying about his wife being put in a balloon. So I'm wondering, what's the reason for the balloon versus cotton candy?
I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to capture her.
I looked it up
instead?
actually.
Okay,
and I don't know if this is the canon behind it, but apparently they went to keep the women fresh for later, and also they went to impregnate the girls and turn them into like female clowns or something.
All right, this is Rule 34.
This is Rule.
There are female clowns though. We saw female clowns.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, and that was so funny. And those two characters were really funny too. They were two.
I hate those two characters.
I think they were a funny duo.
They had some cool balloons. What do you mean?
Yeah, they were the bras of the movie. Like, hey, what's up, bra? They were the bras of the movie. And they end up. Did they fuck the clowns?
Yeah, I think so.
I think, because they look wrecked after they see these two clowns, and then they're like chest inflates, and I'm like, what is happening right now? I'm like,
well, they got lipstick all over their faces.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, these guys just got some clown action,
Yeah. I think the thing that bugged me the most about those two is the one guy, the younger, I don't know if they're the same age. One of them that just anytime he talked, he was the one on the microphone the most for the ice cream truck. It just always sounded like he had a synthesizer voice going on, and I'm just like, what is going on? Could you talk normal?
Nah, man, it's the 80s. You gotta
it
talk
is the
with
80s.
some kind of weird inflection in movies. And dude, they just drop the word shit so many times in the movie. Holy shit! So just cheesy. Wow, I didn't see that coming. I don't know. It's cool. I think it also just adds to the charm of the movie. Just the shit bombs I think are pretty fun.
Shit bombs.
Shit bomb. I think shit is the only quote unquote bad word they said in the movie, right? I don't think they dropped the F bomb or anything.
I think there was one F bomb. Yeah.
Was there? Oh, and I'm supposed to be the person that recommended the movie.
Well, actually, I didn't even
the F-bomb.
For the PG-13
I didn't even
rating.
hear it myself, but I did notice it because I watched it with subtitles. I did see it come on in the subtitles, but I missed it, so it was probably drowned out in the audio.
Yeah, I've actually never watched this with subtitles on. Weirdly enough, I don't really use subtitles when I watch movies.
I do remember now. It was Dave. After I think that he saw the clowns get eaten, or he got hit by his car ran into something somewhere along those lines. He just says it under his breath, and I didn't really hear it, but it is come up on the subtitles.
Yeah, okay. So you guys like subtitles, huh? When you watch movies? Subtitle guys?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, I usually just keep them on because most of the time I can hear most scenes, but occasionally I'll miss stuff. So I just have them on just in case. Plus, I think it's
Netflix just defaults them, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I like the default Amazon and like Hulu. Like for some reason they all just like default, and I just don't turn it off. I'm just like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Also, I don't have the best audio, like the best sound system. So, like, if I don't have them on, then I find myself just rewinding just to catch. Okay, what did they say?
Yeah.
Yep.
Plus, we have an air purifier that sometimes like cranks up super loud, and then I can't hear anything. So I'm just like,
yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair.
Yeah, if a movie's loud enough, I won't need subtitles. But like when I was watching Lord of the Rings, the trilogy, there were some scenes that were just so quiet that I had to turn on the subtitles for because I didn't feel like cranking the TV up.
Yeah.
But with this movie, I didn't have to do that. It was loud enough for me.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. I think some of the explosions, like the end explosion, I think like that looked and sounded pretty good for like a 80s cheap film, effects, like when the circus explodes into like, confetti, fireworks,
yeah,
and then it pies the three characters, like they get pie in their face, which isn't acidic. Those weren't the acidic pies because they didn't die.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, also, if you notice, those pies came from like the left instead of above.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. You're so right.
That's why it confused me at the end because I thought like there was still more clowns still alive at that point.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
There's the opening for the sequel. There's still a gang of clowns running around.
Hey, the clowns all ran off. We don't know if they may have gotten off the ship.
Yeah, maybe. That's true.
Like,
that's what I was thinking. It was insinuating like, "Hey, we're still here, bitches."
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see a crew member's hand throw the pie.
I thought I could see
really
one,
not
but,
surprised. Did you? Maybe.
There's a few blurs on the edges of the screen.
Oh. Yeah, they definitely should have
probably on
come
purpose.
from the top.
Yeah, that was like out of all the low budget scenes in this movie, that was like the lowest budget scene of the entire movie.
Oh yeah, it was
they just gave up at that point.
Yeah, I feel like it just kind of ended
behind the camera.
Just like, hey, we're done. All right, that's it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they have melted their skins off too?
That's what
like,
Fellow was saying. Luckily, it wasn't the acid pie.
It wasn't enough.
It
wasn't enough pies. You needed so much pies to melt the face.
Yeah. And apparently that last scene when when they get out, the cop, the younger cop, so he was actually supposed to die in the circus tent thing.
Well, he probably should have, honestly.
Ice cream guys, yeah, but then they were like, we want to have it end on a lighter note, so they reshot that scene because that's one of the scenes they actually could reshoot because the movie costs so little money they can't really reshoot scenes because that costs money, so they actually reshot this one. Because it's just like a 5-second scene or something. He pops out of the car. But yeah, they reshot it and they saved the cop and they saved the ice cream truck guys. And then they were like, happy ending,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the way the thing blew up, I mean.
Yeah, and their budget obviously was the costumes.
Mm-hmm.
And the animatronic costume stuff. And at that point, they already had them, so reshooting isn't like as expensive. Plus, there are no clowns in that scene, so.
Yeah.
Yep, and there's like a scene where like the car, flies off like a bridge or something.
Yeah.
And they weren't able to. That car was actually supposed to go farther, but a crew member screwed up and it went, just fell right off, like just boom, like 90-degree angle, fall.
As cars actually would fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was supposed to like be like this, off the bridge, but it never happened.
There's a few movies during this time that you have those scenes where the car goes off the cliff and they can't reshoot it. The other one that comes to mind is Harold and Maude had a malfunction with a camera during that, which froze the footage for a few seconds.
Oh no!
And they couldn't fix it, so they had to keep it in the movie when they were filming or when they did the final press of it. So. It's really you got to be on point with those car crash scenes because a lot of these places people didn't have the budget to let's just get a different car and crash a different car, right? That's not in the realm of possibility. Or in the case with Harold and Maude, I mean the car that they crashed was so unique. It was like a hearse / fancy car. I don't remember exactly what it was combined with, but
Yeah.
it was like such a unique car that they couldn't remake, or they only had 2 made because the one is the one he still drives, or it's one of those situations.
Yeah, because it's also like the fence that that broke in that scene, and the car fell down, and you have to pay to get the car taken away. And you have to get a new car, and that adds up. I mean, I feel like in a thing like this, you got to pay every little part of the movie. So, I mean, obviously it paid off, but in the time, you have to really, be around the coin, So.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
That's the film industry, baby.
Yeah, I guess it is. Well, I mean,
Hollywood.
today, man. I mean, look at well, not today, but look at Food Fight, right? Look at that movie. And you want to be talking about being around the coin?
Fellows thing is bringing up Food Fight in every podcast he's in.
Did I bring it up last time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit! Shit!
Classic fellow.
I also
Fellows'
like
next
that
recommendation is
movie,
going to be Food Fight. Yeah.
It will be. It literally will be, and I'll be fucking back on this bitch to talk about that shit.
All right, I'm writing it down right now. I'm writing it down right now.
Dude, do it. That movie is so bad, and it costed so much. Costed way more than this. And it's just so fucking bad. I love it though, but it's so bad. I love it because it's bad, not because it's good.
There you go. I have it saved.
Yeah,
Food Fight.
I'm gonna recommend that. It's gonna happen. Oh, it's gonna be so funny. It's free on YouTube, so I mean, we can all watch it for free.
Hey, there you go. Yeah.
Okay.
So look in the audience. They can
We can watch that. We can
know-
watch that Bean movie. All free.
Oh,
on YouTube.
Bean. Fuck. What's it
Killer
called?
Bean.
Killer Bean. Oh,
What's
I
that
need to
about?
Watch that too.
It's about
I'm guessing a killer bean.
It's a killer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a meme template at this point.
It was
It's
made by
because
the
there's-
one of the Matrix guys,
Really?
like the animator for the Matrix or something, or special effects
I think
guy.
it has like a game too.
We
right?
watched it in the
Isn't there a game
Discord.
around it?
Me and Coco watched it in the Discord, and it was.
There was also a
interesting.
movie like 10, 15 years ago about a tire, like a sentient tire.
Oh,
that
yeah,
just rolls
Rubber.
around killing people.
Rubber. Yep.
Yeah,
that's,
Rubber.
That's actually on my recommendation list. I have a DVD of that.
Is it still on Netflix? Because if not, I don't know where else you can find that.
I don't
DVD.
know.
Killer Bean.
Yeah.
Budget.
Buy the
less than $1
Blu-ray.
million.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently, there's. Yeah, it's on Amazon, so you can rent it on Amazon.
Yeah, that's good. Killer Bean. Killer Bean.
All right, so I feel like we've talked about a lot of the good of this movie, but we should probably talk about some of the bad.
Well, I already
Yeah.
mentioned the acting is
Not great.
Yeah.
And the script is cheesy.
Oh, for sure. My biggest issue was like, and like, on one hand, it's the 80s, so of course, but the two guys who get like thrown in jail because they were walking in the park. I mean, it's clear that they're coded as gay,
Yeah.
and that's why they're being thrown in the jail. And that's definitely not good.
no, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
their
didn't even
acting
catch on to
also
that.
wasn't great. Their
Well,
acting
no,
was not
but-
good at all.
Well, it was on par with
it's-
everyone else's.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I wonder if any of these like actors and actresses, like I wonder if they were, popular even at that time and when they got into the movie, or if they were just like, B tier, actors that just
Well, like I said,
auditioned for something.
The cop, like he was in like some I can't remember what they're called now.
Yep.
Sitcoms, like 50s, 60s, 70s sitcoms, but at this point was just kind of a washed out actor, but he was like I
Yeah.
think their big name. And obviously, like I said, Dave went on to do some other B movies,
Yep.
and
Wait
then
a second.
actually he was
Titus
in
is in this movie. Christopher Titus became pretty
Um,
popular after this. What
oh yeah,
character was he?
Chris Titus.
I don't even know what character he was.
He was the kid who bought the beer in the beginning of the movie.
His name is credited
wow.
as Bob McReed.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
He
who's
had
that?
I think he was buying beer or something. He had
Yeah,
something
like-
to do with beer.
Yeah, he
You know?
walked.
Oh,
he
the
walked
guy
in the
walking with the
crosswalk with
beer.
beer.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought he
Yes,
was gonna be
yes,
bigger,
yep.
like more involved in the movie, but that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't even
Wow.
recognize him.
Hey
Yeah.
man, sometime your career starts with walking across the scene and having beer in your hand. I don't know,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's how some
career
careers
in
start.
quotation marks. I mean, he was in like 4 major movies.
Well, I
And
mean,
all-
hey
sitcom.
man, if
It's
you
a lot of
make
TV.
money,
well, I
you
guess
make
it's
money
sitcom
from
too, yeah.
something, right? kind of a career, right?
He's got a lot of movies that he made himself about himself, so I guess that kind of fills out his film repertoire.
Yeah.
So other thing is Dave, the police guy. He actually was in 24 for like a season.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I've never seen 24, but like he was one of the like attorney generals or something. I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
So he and I thought his acting was probably the best out of everybody's.
Yeah, I would concur. I think his acting was the best.
Yeah, I'd just say so also.
It's still the bar is so low. It's not hard.
Yes, the bar isn't high. That definitely doesn't help.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was definitely a standout actor. In the movie,
No,
for
like I
sure.
said, it was like I've seen the movie before, and I didn't notice it before, but this time I was watching, I was like, wait, this guy looks familiar, and that's when I pulled it up and went, okay, it is the guy from Stalker and 24, and okay.
Yeah, Stalker. What's the actor's name again? It's Stalker.
Like Nathan something? I can't remember now.
Nathan
Stalker and the Warriors from Hell.
John
It's
Allen
like-
Nelson.
Oh. Alright. I don't know his name then. I've got his name completely wrong. But yeah, Stalker and the Greedy's back.
Oh wow!
All right, we gotta restart the podcast.
Oh my
Whoa.
god! Wait, John Allen Nelson, right? Is that
John
what you
Allen
said?
Nelson,
Yes,
that's what
yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see him right here. Oh, he's a stud. Look at this guy. He's a
Yeah,
stud. Look at him.
He's been in quite
Wow.
a few movies.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, dude, look at him, bro. What a guy.
Best Stalker in the world tomorrow, though. He has a mullet.
Yes. I'm on the mullet train.
Yeah.
The
Hi,
mullet
Greedy.
train.
You kind of missed
welcome
out
back,
on.
Greedy.
Yeah, finally got back.
Yeah, is there anything you want to say, Greedy?
Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah,
you
tell
wanna
us
talk
What's
about?
your favorite
thought.
scene?
Yeah.
Favorite scene. Well, I still get the creeps from the Dave being used as a puppet. That scene still terrified me.
You mean Mooney?
Yeah, Mooney.
Yeah.
Still terrified me. I did like the scene where the little, I don't know what you want to call him, the little clown.
The
worms, I
popcorn
guess.
clown.
Yeah, the popcorn clowns. Those
I wish we
gave
got
me
more of those.
Yeah, Tremor vibes. I like that. Really
Yeah,
like
yeah.
those.
Oh wait
I
a minute.
did like the
Speaking
scene where
Go
the clown was drinking from the blood. That was also a cool scene.
Now that you bring up tremors, like what's up with like when they're sliding down the pole and they look down and there's this tremor-like creature underneath?
Yeah,
That
That's
was
just
like
their
out of
Tremor
nowhere.
vibes. Tremor vibes everywhere.
That does not seem like it fit in the movie at all.
That was just the clown's pet. It's okay. He
Yeah.
blew up with. Maybe that's how we got the tremors. That's where they came from.
That's the origin story. Oh, so there's
Yeah.
the same universe.
Yeah, so when it exploded, it sent it back in time because Tremors has that one movie that takes place in like the 1800s.
Yeah.
Or maybe it
talking
was here
about,
from when the clowns came here originally. I don't know.
There you go. That makes sense. Yeah.
Talking about pets, you guys like when in the really beginning of the movie where they had the hunting dog was a balloon animal dog.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny.
That was great.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought you were
thought that was
going to
good.
mention the actual hunting dog that got like killed.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no,
not
no.
that one. Not that one.
Well, we got
Not that
captured.
one. But yeah, balloon animal dog was funny.
Yeah.
I thought that really started off the movie on a good note.
Yeah,
And he
yeah,
popped
yeah.
off again in like near the end. He showed up again.
Oh, good.
The balloon animal
Alive.
dog.
Yeah, when they were chasing down the hallway and inside the spaceship.
Yeah, I remember.
Ten-
that.
Yeah, okay.
He
That would have been
didn't
a
pop,
second
you know?
one. He did.
He's
Yeah, the
alive.
first one popped. No, this is a new one. They just make them. They're
Yeah,
essentially
they
Yeah, I'm
never
sure
made
there's like
them.
I'm sure there's like a billion of them in
Yeah,
endless
clowns
supply
are
of dogs.
gods.
they're disposable. Those balloon animal dogs are disposable. You know.
Yeah,
Do you like dags?
That's okay.
Yeah, like dags.
That's a callback.
I
I
can
like
I
dags.
can make you a balloon dag.
Please do.
Let's let Greedy. You have a
Yeah, let
talk
Greedy
that you
talk.
want to talk about, Greedy?
Yeah.
Anything that stands out?
Have you guys talked about the actors yet?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
just
go
the
ahead,
acting
go ahead.
name it.
or yeah,
Yeah, I didn't think the acting was too great in this movie.
yeah.
I
It
couldn't
wasn't.
stand
Definitely wasn't.
couldn't stand Debbie at all. Like every time she opened her mouth, I just
She
wanted
was
to throw
pretty bad.
my remote at the TV.
That's
Um,
okay. It's based.
the ending, well, not like all the way to the ending, but like why the clowns had these guns the whole time, and then all of a sudden they go to switch to combat mode. I was like, why?
Melee.
Because plot.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's about it. I mean, like I said already, the puppet scene terrified me, and I also like the uh, I had the shadow animals that the clown was doing. I thought that was a funny scene.
Yes, yes. I mentioned that
There you
one
go.
too. That's a really creative scene. Now, did you have a take on, did you actually like this movie? That's really important. Did you
Yes,
like it?
I thought it was fun, quick and fun. Yes, I did.
Awesome. That's good. I like to hear that. As a
But
killer clown simp, that's good.
but
Yeah.
I do have to knock it for the acting. The acting
Oh, of
was
course. Yeah.
pretty.
I mean,
brutal.
it's your typical B movie.
Yeah, it's an 80s classic cult film. You know, the acting's going to be, bad but charming at some point,
Yeah. Dave
Sometimes.
was also, or Mooney was also pretty. He was up there too.
Yeah. No, yeah, he did a good job.
Up there in terms of bad or good?
In terms of like just annoying, I guess. Which
Oh,
I mean they got
Yeah.
that vibe. Like they did a good job off of that.
Which
I mean,
is why,
his acting
like,
was good, but he was like annoying. Like just like
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, he was supposed to play, he played the annoying boomer cop pretty well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boomer.
Could we call this movie so bad that it's good in a way?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you have to do with those B movies. The way I look at them is like, if it's so bad it's good, it's bad.
Yeah, it's still
Like,
bad, but
it's like I can still say, as far as like movie terms, it's a 1-star. Enjoyment, it's a 5-star. So I give it a 3.
Well,
We're jumping ahead there.
So,
Okay.
okay.
I'm gonna rescind what I just said because my brain functioned for actually the first time ever. So I'm actually gonna disagree with this whole so bad it's good, because at that point, if we're saying this movie is so bad it's so good, or so bad it's good, then we're putting it on the same level as a movie like Tommy Wiseau's The Room. That is, it's so bad it's so
I
good.
think that's fair.
You think
Yeah.
that
I mean,
movie's terrible?
It's terrible,
That
but
movie is terrible.
when you watch
This
it,
movie
But
is
so many
though.
people love it, though.
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, so this is like your The Room, right? Because there's a lot of people who will watch this movie and be like, "Fuck this, I'm out," But then there's other people like a lot of us here. I think most of us here who are like, I find some enjoyment out of it, and even though there's aspects of the movie that really do suck a lot, there's also a lot to appreciate and enjoy about it. And you could kind of say the same thing about the Room in a few different ways. Like, yeah, sure, the acting sucks in The Room, and it has been quite a while since I've seen it. But there are like it's kind of like funny in a way. Like you laugh at how
it's just a meme.
yeah,
now.
it's like a funny kind of thing to watch because it's like, oh, it's so bad that you're just kind of laughing at it, but that makes it kind of good because you're having some enjoyment out of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, with me with The Room, I watched it kind of recently, and I don't think that movie has any like shine.
No, it doesn't.
Like,
Yeah, it doesn't.
Any
I don't think
redeeming
it has
qualities?
any. Yes, thank you, Colossus.
I watched the
any redeeming qualities.
disaster movie, and it actually made me think less of The Room in general because honestly, I'm not in that camp of like, oh, it's so bad it's good for The Room. I just think it's plain bad. Like I can laugh at it, but there's also a lot of creepy shit in there that Tommy Wiseau is taking advantage of this young actress. Who
I don't doubt it at all.
They did like 5 different sex scenes for no reason. Like it's a terrible movie, but there's people out there who are like, oh, this is just funny. It's hilarious. It's it's so bad that's good. Where the Killer Clowns obviously has a different vibe to it, but I think it still falls under that category.
Yeah, I'd say just to a different elevation. Where it's not a great movie. Well, I think it's a great movie, but talking for the party, it's not like a fantastic movie, but it's just it's just a B tier 80s movie, and some parts are bad and it's good.
Well, the difference between like this movie and The Room is like they knew what they were doing with this movie. Like they knew they were making like a cheesy,
they actually had a
campy B movie
direction.
horror. So
that is true. You're right.
They leaned hard into what they were doing, so it does. The charm does come off, and you do get what they were going for.
Yeah, The Room has no direction at all, and honestly, I think no one can convince me that The Room had a direction. Absolutely no one. That movie's terrible. Oh, it's God. Have you guys reviewed The Room yet?
No, I don't think we ever will.
But...
No, there's no way.
Don't say that. People are going to vote for it.
The direction of The Room
Fellow
was that
already
he
chose
wanted to
Food
make
Fight.
a movie.
That's all it was. The original movie
Fellows
was
next
a movie.
recommendation.
Nope, he already chose
Yeah.
Food Fight earlier in the podcast. He's locked in with Food Fight.
Yeah, I'll lock myself in. You know.
Well, he's got the next after the food
Chuck
fight.
E.
after
Cheese
Food
lock-in challenge.
Food Fight. I'd rather watch the Foo Fighters movie.
The back and
Is that a
forth.
movie that exists?
I actually have that on Blu-ray.
No, the new one coming up that hasn't even been released yet.
Oh,
Oh,
well, then
and
well, you gotta be
VM,
more specific with the Foo Fighters movie. Then.
Pretty soon, all 4 of our recommendations are just going to be from Fellow.
That's all right.
Maybe, you know.
You know, I got Megamind there.
I'm not gonna complain, you know.
Is he our
That's
only
right.
listener?
Oh no,
It's me and Fellow. I re-listened to every episode.
that's important.
There you go.
That's important.
I'm my own biggest fan.
I'm
Anyway.
half man, half
Ratings
dog.
already?
I'm my own best friend.
Yes.
Did you guys do
Barf.
ratings already?
No, we did not do ratings yet. We're about to though.
Cool.
Yeah, let's go
Yeah,
for
stay
it.
tuned.
Fellow, start us off with your rating out of
I know.
5 and
I-
your
I am going to
well, geez,
Save
go
mine
ahead,
for
Fellow.
last.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
come
save
on,
mine for last.
today.
Oh, okay.
because I don't want my
Twist.
vote to convince. I don't want my vote to convince any of you guys' votes. So I'm gonna go because of course
That's
the person
not
who
how
votes
this
movie
runs.
Probably...
That's not how this works.
Well, I'm running this fucking show. I'm running this
you don't
fucking
want to
show.
influence? Okay.
I'm
I
running this
don't,
bitch.
I don't think
all
you're
right?
gonna influence any of us, honestly.
No.
I mean,
I
you
already
guys
got
go
my
first.
score picked out.
Fellow's just thinking back to
Just-
Megamind and
Yes,
how
you
everyone
guys go
like
first.
gave it
Oh,
high scores
okay.
after he said his. But I'm always truthful with my ratings. I know everyone else here is truthful with theirs. So, Fellow, please start us off.
I'm running this bitch, but you know what? It's not my show yet. You know, I'll put in some money into stocks and own it at some point. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. That's what I'm
Any-
giving it.
Why?
Yeah, any reason why?
Oh,
Back-
reasons why? I
back
think
it up.
I think it's fantastic. You know, other than some film errors with, you can see a zipper sometime, you can see a crew member sometime. I think all the scenes are great, and so I'm knocking it down a little bit for the little errors. And there are some points where the acting is not great. So I'll put it down a little bit. But you gotta remember, it's a product of its time, and there's some cheesy things. But I think it's a fun plot that's actually done very well. And I think if you gave this movie to a lot of other production people, they would have absolutely been shit. They would have absolutely made a shit product. But I think these brothers made a good movie. A great movie, actually. So, yeah, 4.5 out of 5.
Wow.
All right, yeah. So I can already confirm with you, Fellow, that you are not going to influence my score for the movie.
Okay.
and not going to influence mine either.
So yeah, I mean, I enjoy watching the movie to an extent, but because of my past childhood trauma with the movie that I talked about, I really can't fully enjoy it because there's so much in this movie that still kind of freaks me out to this day, which is good. You want a movie that's scary, right? But I think this movie is held back by I have to disagree. I don't think the story is actually that well put together in the movie, and I think the acting doesn't hold it up. It doesn't do it any favors either. It is kind of a bit of a mess plot wise in a lot of different ways. But there are a lot of scenes that do stand out, that we talked about. There's some good stuff in there. And if you're looking for a cheesy, fun time, then yeah, this is going to be the movie for you. Is it high art? No. Would I rank it on the same level as a lot of other movies that we've ranked on this show? No. But I think in general, I do think that it is it is so bad that it's good kind of quality. And I think I'm gonna have to give it a 2 out of 5.
Oof. Wow. That's low.
I do agree with them. It was it's a good, cheesy, quirky, fun movie. It's quick. That's what I loved about it. It was quick. If this movie lasted more than an hour and a half, I probably would have been a little more angry. The scene where Dave was used as a puppet, that still terrifies me. That was a creepy scene. And the way the clown takes his hand or her hand out of him, it was just ugh, just gives me chills. I thought, again, acting was horrible. And every time Debbie spoke, I just couldn't. I didn't want to. I literally wanted to throw my things at the TV.
Nails and chalk.
Yeah. The acting wasn't too bad. I mean, the main cop was all right, but the two ice cream truck guys, they were kind of annoying. The little tremor worms clowns, they were cool. They were also creepy. But overall, I will have to give this a 3.5 out of 5.
Nice.
So for me, like I said, I kind of mentioned the movie. Yeah, it doesn't quite hold up story wise, and it's just a cheesy, fun movie. Is it a great movie? No. Is it entertaining? Yes. So I give it a 3.
Okay, I'll take that.
I'm next. Okay. So yeah, agree with mainly with what Yemi said, in that it's got some enjoyment you can get out of this movie. This was actually my first time watching it, so I have like no history with this movie at all. So I came in fresh, and although it has some enjoyable moments to it, I don't think it's a movie that I would personally watch again. Because, like you guys said, the terrible acting, the loose plot, and all that. The few scenes that I did enjoy, like with the creepy clowns and like the terrifying popcorn monsters, I wish there was more of that. But overall, I would probably give it just a middle of the road 2.5.
See, fellow, all your worries washed away.
Yeah, fuck you guys. I ain't coming on the show ever again. What a
Sorry,
couple bitches.
He's withdrawing from his recommendations.
Yeah, also I also didn't include in my little synopsis. I do really like the soundtrack of the show. I'm a music guy. I have been forever. So I really, did I say show? I meant movie. I like the soundtrack of the movie a lot. And I think it's great. So that also adds to my score.
I do like the theme song. The theme song rocked.
Callus, can you do a cover of it and post it to YouTube?
After I finished watching it,
Talent.
it was stuck in my head for a while, but like now in this moment I completely forgot it.
Even more than the theme song though, like even just a lot of like like I was saying before with the clowns, like in the parade was really creepy, and just a lot of the background music at some points it just screamed 80s and also screamed like can be eerie and just good. I like the soundtrack a lot.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, we're all kind of across the board on this one.
Bitches. What can you do?
But hey, at least we're all being honest, hand to God.
I can't wait for you guys all to give Food Fight a 1 out of 10, 5. 1 out of 10 is actually worse. 1 out of 5, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, and if you in the audience want to be just like Fellow, get your chance to come onto the podcast, or just have us talk about the movie that you want to talk about, like so many people in the past, just send us an email or comment on the latest episode of Film Freakz, and we'll put your movie recommendation on the list. And new movies do show up on the next vote, so if you got a recommendation, it will be up for the next one, which happens during Tay's recommendation. All right, so I have a movie to recommend. It's back to me. I have to ask a question first before I recommend this movie. Does everyone here have access to Amazon Prime?
Yes.
I do, yes.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to recommend Sound of Metal from 2019. This was directed by Darius Marder. It's available on Amazon Prime. I checked just before the episode. We started recording this, so it's there. It's about a drummer who begins to lose his hearing and has to come to grips with his future that is filled with silence. This movie won, I believe, an Oscar last year, and it got me interested in watching it, but I never did watch it. Being a person who's in music myself, or I was in music for a long time, hearing loss was a big concern of mine towards the end of when I was like doing garage band stuff with Greedy Waffles, actually. So I started wearing, things to protect my ears because that was a real thing that could have happened, ringing and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be a real interesting watch. It stars Riz Ahmed, who is I think he's a phenomenal actor. Olivia Cook, Paul Raci, I'm not sure exactly how to say it. Lauren Ridloff, and Matthew Amalric, to name a few people.
Cool.
And I'm excited to watch it again.
I
I've
think
seen
I
it.
have heard of this, so yeah, I'm interested to watch
being
it.
being a drummer myself. Of course, I watched it when it came out.
Nice.
Yeah, we could talk about that next time around, but it interested me a lot, and especially because I like Riz Ahmed. I was like, I should definitely watch this sometime, and I never got around to it. And then it won an Oscar, and I was like, I should definitely watch it now. And then I never got around to it, so I think now's the time. Because the Oscars are coming up again, and I thought, hey, what better than to watch an Oscar-winning movie around Oscar time?
Are you saying
Yeah,
Foo
sounds
Fight
good.
wasn't an Oscar nominee?
No,
Is
it
that what you're
wasn't.
saying? Well, it was in my heart. Okay, that's all that matters.
Fellow, you might be the only person who would ever say that.
Follow your heart. Follow your heart. All right. That's all I'm saying.
Alrighty. Anyone else have anything they want to mention before we end the show?
Yes, I love Fellow.
Sorry, that was my impression of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, saying you all suck. Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
You're all great. I love
Fellow,
you all.
I know
Thank
we
you for having me
disappointed
on.
you, but thank you for coming on. Yes, thank you for coming on.
Yes.
It's
No,
been a
this
pleasure
is
to have
fun.
you here. You're
Thank you
always
very much.
just so much more energetic than all three of us combined, or four of us
Wow.
combined. So it's always nice to
Ouch.
have some
Show us more credit.
have a different approach to the movie reviewing process.
Wow, you're such a cutie. Thank you. I appreciate this. You're all great. Taymation, don't get your fucking account hacked again.
Okay.
And yeah, that's all I had to say. Boom, boom, bam.
I'm hacking
Alrighty.
Dave's account right now. No, kidding.
Well, I forgot to mention, if you don't want to be spoiled or if you want to join the conversation for Sound of Metal, make sure you watch that before the next episode airs in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. All right. Well, I am Yemmy the Ferret, and I've been here with.
Greedy Waffles.
Damation.
And Kalaunis.
A retro clown.
And we are Film Freaks with a Z. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Get to wipe
Killing
your
your
ass.
ass.
Damn it. I thought you guys were going to forget.
Oh.
We never forget.
Never.
Never.